Hey guys, Sam and Evan here again. We are here in Jordan-Hare Stadium, and Auburn has just lost to Alabama in the Iron Bowl 29-13. It was a closer game than I think a lot of us thought it would be, especially in the first half. Auburn was able to contain the Alabama offense for the most part in the beginning. They started trading field goals a little bit there. Auburn even led after the first quarter, but as the game wore on, the discrepancies between the two teams became a little more apparent. Alabama just kept feeding Derrick Henry, who finished with over 270 yards, and Auburn couldn't really find a rhythm on offense. Their only touchdown came on a pretty fluky play, and Alabama ended up running away with this game more or less there at the end. Like I said, it was closer than we thought it'd be for the most part, but I think it was pretty clear Alabama was the better team tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we kind of knew that coming in, but like you said, it was a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. Auburn only trailed 12-6 at the half. With the 6 combined first half field goals, like you talked about, nobody could punch it in the end zone, but both offenses were kind of trading drives. And then you get in the third quarter, and Alabama, you think, kind of puts it away with the long touchdown pass where Jake Coker eludes Lawson and Cowart, and then Auburn comes right back with, like you said, the kind of the fluky play to Jason Smith. He tipped it up twice to himself and scored his 77 yards. Was the longest play from scrimmage for Auburn this year. It's the longest career pass for Jeremy Johnson. First touchdown reception for Jason Smith in his Auburn career, so a pretty big deal there. But other than that, Auburn couldn't sustain any offense. They had, besides that, under 100 yards rushing and passing. So, that was kind of the story of the game. And then, like you said, Derrick Henry just ran wild.
Yeah, Auburn was 3 for 15 on third downs the entire game, and Jeremy Johnson looked rattled. Same deal as he's had earlier, really the whole season. He couldn't really find his footing. He was rushing his throws, and give credit to the Alabama front seven. There's a reason they're probably the best in the country. They had pressure on him most of the night. They couldn't really get anything going on the ground game. Auburn did have 90 rushing yards in the first half, which is more than Alabama's averaging allowed per game all season. But in the second half, they started turning away from that. I think, after that long touchdown to Jason Smith, Gus kind of shifted more towards the air game because he said that they were putting more than what they thought would be in the box. Alabama did. So they thought that Alabama was going to dare them to beat them through the air, and that's what Gus tried to make them do. It didn't really work out as much, and Auburn only got 1 yard on the ground in the second half. Javon Robinson was absent most of the time on the huddle and everything, and Peyton Barber split carries with him as well. And it all culminated in a game where Auburn they had a few opportunities where they could have gotten closer, but it just didn't end up like that.
Yeah, like Gus said in the locker room after the game, or in the post-game interviews, you have your chances in the second half. You go to the fourth quarter, and Auburn's down 6 points. So you're right there. You've got a chance to win the game. And he said he told the team before the game, that was the goal, to get it to the fourth quarter, make it a fourth quarter game, and they were going to find a way to win. That worked back a couple of years ago. Didn't work out tonight, where Alabama just made the fourth quarter plays, and Auburn didn't. Alabama got a few key defensive stops there late, and then Henry scored his only touchdown, I believe, on Alabama's last drive with just like a minute left. In garbage time when the game was sealed up, but Derrick Henry set a school record for most carries in a game. So, like you said, Alabama just really rode him all game long and just really kind of chipped away at that Auburn defense. He didn't have that many big runs. He had a few explosive runs, but really they just drove it down the field. They chewed the clock, and we thought early on the field goals may come back to bite them when they weren't punching it in for touchdowns. It ended up not being the case.
Yeah, that's something we kind of talked about a little bit in the interview room after the game. It kind of flew under the radar that Derrick Henry had 270 rushing yards because you didn't, like you said, you didn't see him breaking a lot of big plays. It was just a solid 5 or 6 yard chunk every single time, and they didn't punch it in as much, like you said, that he only scored with 26 seconds left in the game. He would just continually move the ball down the field. Alabama would just keep feeding him over and over and over. They would get close, but then Auburn would kind of back itself up, stick its heels in the ground, and they'd force Alabama into a field goal. Adam Griffith made 5 field goals tonight, and they kind of shut Derrick Henry down more or less in the red zone.
Yeah.
But Auburn does fall to 6-6 with the loss. They are still bowl eligible. They'll find out their destination here pretty soon. it's going to be a lower tier bowl somewhere in the realm of Birmingham, Shreveport, hopefully not, or maybe even Memphis in the Liberty Bowl. But we'll find out here pretty soon. So Auburn does have one more game to play for this year. They'll have those 15 bowl practices that can be pretty valuable for a lot of those younger guys who are going to be stepping up into bigger roles next year. And we'll see where Gus takes them from here. So I guess until after the bowl game, I'm Sam, and that's Evan, and we'll see you.
First and 10 Alabama from the 15.